Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be working on this Pearl Planets pendant. If you guys remember, several months back we worked on the Pearl Planets ring, and then later on we made the Pearl Planets bracelet. So I was creating a separate playlist where I decided to add all the collections together and group them next to each other. And then when I was grouping, I came across this Pearl Planets again, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I can do something else with it. So it came up with this pendant, and I'm really happy with this. Look how gorgeous it is. It's just 3 different sizes of round beads, and this is, well, it's part of our long necklace project, so this is one of those. And look how gorgeous it is. Now this bead here is 20 mm wide. I don't have many. I actually had only 3. This one, and this one here. So they're all from my recycling projects. They were all used to be part of something. So from all that, and I had only this 14 mm beads, so I had to choose 2. So I came up with these 2. They have like a cat's eye effect. And then I didn't have, this one is 8 mm. I didn't have cat's eye effect 8 mm bead, but I found this natural stone. I think it's agate. It also has some lines to it, so it kind of goes well with this cat's eye. So these are the 3 beads I'm using today. See, I have quite an eclectic collection of big beads here. So here I kind of gathered all pink ones, amethyst ones, and here it's all white ones. So I have only one 20 mm bead left. It's like ceramic here, and then these are all 14 mm left. So I didn't buy anything. These are all from my recycling projects. Like this one and this 2 used to be part of something else, but the rest are, this is amethyst fire polish, this is Swarovski pearl, this is agate 8 mm, I think it's agate, I'm not sure, 8 mm stone bead, and these 2 are from recycling projects. They are not even glass. I think they're like made of resin, or I don't know. They're not glass, they're not heavy at all. So these are the beads I'm gonna be using: 20, 14, 8 mm. Then I will need 11 Toho 11 O's to go around, some 15 O's to embellish that biggest one, and then you will need a beading thread. I'm gonna be using Nymo size D. Then you'll need a beading needle size 10, and to go with all this, then you'll need scissors to cut the thread, and then you'll need a sharp pick to start off your CRAW. That's all the materials you need. And because of the color combo I will end up with, I'm gonna combine it with this herringbone long necklace. So just see what kind of long necklaces you have if you've been following my project, and choose the colors to go along with some of them, or you can always make a new one as well. So I'm gonna get my beads ready, and then I will meet you back here. So I have all my beads ready. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna create 3 strips of a CRAW for the top, for the middle, and for the bottom. So for the first one, you will need 1.25 yards of thread. For the second one, you will need 1.5 yards. And for the third one, you just pick up 2 yards. We'll still have to add more. So 1.25 yards, 1.5 yards, 2 yards. And then we'll just start from here. I took 1.25 yards, and we'll start this one now. So I'm gonna pick up 4 11 O's. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna drop it down. I'm gonna leave a short tail that I can sew in later. That's all I need it for. And then I'm gonna make 2 overhand knots over this. Then pull the thread nice and tight. I'm gonna take my pick, set this on the pick. I'm gonna take my needle through the first bead. This is going to be the base of the first CRAW. So this is going to be the first bead of the floor, and on each floor we're gonna build a wall. So on top of this we're gonna build a wall, pick up 3 11 O's, go through the same bead through the other side, go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 11 O's, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11 O's, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the last bead of the floor and straight up the side of the first wall. Pick up one bead, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Then go up and connect the ceiling. You just connect all those beads at the top so we have a steady base for the next unit. So these 4 beads that make up ceiling of this unit will be the floor of the next unit. This is the first one. So on top of this, we're gonna build the next CRAW unit. Pick up 3 11-ohs, go through the same bead through the other side. Go through the second bead of the floor. Pick up 2 11-ohs, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11-ohs, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the last bead of the floor and straight up the side of the first wall. Pick up one bead, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Then you go up and connect the ceiling. And now we have 2 CRAW units. So I'm just gonna remove the pick now because I have enough to hold on to. And then I'm gonna show you how to make CRAW unit one more time. And then from there you continue on your own because each CRAW unit builds the same exact way. If you still don't understand, just rewind and watch again. Every unit builds the same way. So pick up 3 beads, go through the same bead your threads coming out of. So that's the first wall. Go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11-ohs, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the last bead of the floor and straight up the side of the first wall. Pick up one bead, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Then go up and connect the ceiling. And then from there, again, you build first wall, second wall, third wall, fourth wall, connect the ceiling. It's repetitious. So from here, I'm gonna let you continue on your own. So on this one, with 1.25 yards, you are creating CRAW units for this one. So you stop when you have 13 units. We already have 3. So you continue building until you have 13 in total. Then you stop. Then you take a new thread with 1.5 yards, start a new CRAW stretch and make 17 units for this one. So when you have 17 units in total, you stop, take a new thread of 2 yards, start a new CRAW and make 23 units in total, and then you stop. So once you have 3 stretches of CRAW, 13 for this one, 17 for this one, and 23 for this one, I'm gonna meet you back here. So I finished all the CRAW. Here is 13 units, 17 units, and 23 units. So I went ahead, took this one, the one that's 13 units, thread my needle. I'm gonna take the smallest bead here, which is 8 mm. Now I'm gonna lie it down so the thread, the bead that's my thread's coming out of, I can see it at the top. I'm gonna take my needle through the 8 mm, lie it down next to it, and then I'm gonna count down 7 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the bead afterwards. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is the last bead. I go in the opposite direction of that thread. See, my thread's going upwards here. I'm gonna take it downwards here. And then I'm gonna take it back through the bead. And that initial bead, I'm gonna go it through the other side. And now here I can just hold it all in place and pull the thread. And that's it, that's in place now. Now I just have to close it. So I can just zoom out a bit. See where my thread is? See this 4 beads? We have to connect it to the 4 beads on this side. So I'm coming out of this bead here. I'm gonna pick up 1 bead. My thread's going this way. I'm gonna take it down this way. Just hold down that tail. And then I'm gonna take another bead, go through that initial bead through the other side. And that creates a right angle wave unit at the bottom. And now I can take it through the next bead, pick up 1 bead, go through the opposite bead on this side, going downwards. And we have a unit here, so I just have to connect them between each other. Now I go through the top bead, pick up 1 bead, go through the other side, go through the opposite bead on the other side, pull the thread, and connect this bead as well. Just want to pull it nice and tight. And I have this 4th side left, which I have all the beads in place. I just have to connect them between each other. And just here, pull the thread nice and tight. And then I'm just gonna take my needle a bit further away from that spot. And here we are, the unit is ready. And now I can just remove my needle on this one, set this aside for now, take the second strip, which is 17 units in total, thread my needle with the longer tail, zoom in. I'm gonna lie it flat so I can see the bead where my thread's coming out of. See? I'm gonna take that 14 mm bead, take my needle through, and now here I'm gonna count 9 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's the 9th unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'm gonna take my needle going downwards. See, here it's upwards, now downwards. Then I'm gonna take it back through the bead and through that initial bead through the other side. And now I can go ahead and pull the thread. Now because this bead is bigger, I'm gonna go ahead and do it one more time. I'm gonna take it through the bead to the other side. Just make sure on the other side it doesn't come out through any beads. Oops. See? Doesn't go through any beads. You're just going through that big bead. And now through the same bead on the other side. Pull the thread and go back through the bead and through that initial bead. Now I want you to go ahead, these 4 beads connect to these 4 beads just like we did when we connected here around 8 mm, and then I'm gonna meet you back here. So now I have 2 of them ready. This is 8mm one, and this is the 14mm one. Now we can set this to aside for now. And now we get to work on the big one. Now big one is not that simple. Like, look here, if you look, these are just CRAW, but this one we made thicker because the bead is quite big, so you don't want that small strip just going around it. So I embellished it with right angle weave. So we before connect it over that big bead, it's best to add right angle weave first, because here when I was designing it, I added that CRAW first, and then adding that right angle weave when you have everything connected is quite awkward. So we're just gonna go ahead, add the right angle weave on this first. So I'm gonna take that long tail I have left here and thread my needle. If you at some point have to add thread and you don't know how to, in the description box there will be a link to a short video where I show you how to do that, because if I do that in every single video, that takes up quite a lot of time. So I'm coming out at the top. I'm just gonna take it to the side bead here. See, at the top to the side, and that's where we start doing right angle weave. I'm gonna pick up 3 11/0, go through the same bead through the other side, or whichever way, like here I can just flip it over now and then continue this way. I find it easier for me this way. And then I'm just gonna go through that side 11/0, pull my thread, pick up 2 11/0, go through this bottom bead here now. See, we built right angle weave on top of this. Now we built on top of this. And then go through the side of that last unit we added. And that creates the second right angle weave. Now I'm just gonna go around. Now when I add the second unit, I find it easier if I reinforce this one, because here if I take my needle downwards and pull my thread, look, it pulls the unit to the side. So I don't want it to leave it loose, so I'm just gonna go around one more time. So every second unit, I'm gonna reinforce. It's just gonna make your life easier. And now go down here. And then go through the third bead at the bottom there. It's time to build the third right angle weave unit. Now I'm gonna pick up 2 11/0, go down the side of the last unit, go through that bottom bead again, go up, and then we continue to the next unit. Pick up 2 11/0, go through that bottom bead, go up, and this is the unit where I reinforce. So I'm just gonna go around those beads. And now it's time to add the next unit. So I'm just gonna go around to that side bead. Go through that bottom bead there. Pick up 2 11/0, go down the side of the last unit. Go around to that corner side bead. That will allow us to add the next unit. Pick up 2 11/0, go through that bottom bead here, goes up the side of that last unit. Now this is where I reinforce my units. And now it's time to add the next unit. So you go through that bottom bead here, and from here I'll just let you continue on your own. So you pick up 2 beads, add here, come around to the corner bead, add 2 beads here, reinforce, and so on and on and on. If you still don't understand, rewind back. It's the same process on and on. And once you have the full length, I'm gonna meet you back here. So I went ahead and finished the right angle weave unit on this side. So now we have to do the second side. Now if you look at it from up, you have to add the next right angle weave unit on this side or this side, but not the opposite. So if you have on this side, you can just have it flat this way on the bead, or if you add it on this side, you can just have it flat this way. So you don't want to add it on the opposite side here, so you either add on this side or this side. So I'm just gonna see where my thread is and just make my way to one direction. So I'm just gonna take my needle here and here, and now here I can start adding the right angle weave to go, say on this side we have right angle weave, and on this side, so that's what we're doing. So we're just gonna do the right angle weave on this side the same way we did on the other side. So I'm just gonna start it off with you. Pick up 3 11-ohs, go through the same bead, go up, pick up 2 11-ohs, go through the bottom bead here, go up, and this is the unit where we reinforce it. Go up and come around to the corner bead, well, to the side bead here to continue on. Go through that bottom bead here, and you just continue on and on until you finish this side, and then I'm gonna meet you back here. So here I am, the whole length is done, and look, so basically see that flat side goes around the bead like this. So that's what we have to do now, and to do that, first I have to take my needles to the CRAW, to that corner bead here. So let me see where my thread is. Oh, I'm actually right next to it. So this is where my thread's supposed to be, in the corner there. So I'm just gonna lie it down like this, the flat side up. I'm gonna take it through the bead, and I have to count 12 units. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Again, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Now my bead is going downwards this way, so I have to go upwards this way. And then I'm gonna take it back through the bead and go through the same bead through the other side here, and just pull my thread. And now, because the bead is quite big, I'm gonna reinforce it. I'm gonna go back through the bead to the other side, making sure I don't go through any other bead. Go through the same bead on the other side, pull my thread nice and tight, go back through the bead and go back through this bead here, and it should be nice and tight now. So I have to connect this to this side now. So this 4 beads have to connect them to this 4 beads. So I'm just gonna hold down that tail, pick up 1 bead. See that corner bead there? I'm going downwards this way. I'm gonna go upwards through this opposite bead here, and then pick up 1 bead and then go through that initial bead again to the other side downwards, and then pull the thread. So now the bottom of the CRAW is connected. Now I'm coming out of that bottom bead on this side, so I'm gonna go up the side of that CRAW, pick up 1 bead, go down the opposite bead, and then I'm gonna go through that bottom bead there. We are just connecting 2 ends of CRAW, so if you can't see what's going on, just follow the standard procedure for connecting CRAW ends. And now the side is connected. I connect the top now. Pick up 1 bead, go through the opposite bead, and connect these 2 beads. And now I just have this side left, so I'm just gonna hold this tail to the side. On this side all the beads are in place, I just have to connect them between each other. So side bead, that bottom bead there, go up this side bead, top bead, and connect it back to this side bead. And now, since that CRAW is connected, now we can connect this side here, this right angle weave unit. So I'm coming out of that bottom, this bead here, I'm gonna go through that bottom bead. I'm gonna go up this side of this one, pick up 1 bead, go down the side, and if you can, go straight through the bottom bead. If you can't, just do 1 at a time. And then go up. And this side is connected. So I'm just gonna go through that top bead. And now I need 50 no's. So I'm gonna hold down the tail. I'm gonna pick up 1 50 no. And then go through the next 11 no at the top there. 1 50 no, go through the next 11 no, 1 50 no, go through the next 11 no. So go all around until you come back around, and then reinforce it, just going through all the beads 1 more time, and I'm gonna meet you back here. You will know where you started, because if you just look at the other side, you still have right angle weave unit not connected. So once you go through all the 50 no's, add 50 no's, and then reinforce it 1 time, I'm gonna meet you back here. So here I am, I reinforced it. So where I came out of is somewhere opposite from that part here. So what I'm gonna do, don't know, it suddenly became so dark. The clouds are quite thick, I think, even though it's 12. So what I'm gonna do, I want to make sure I'm coming out of the 11 no. And then I can just slowly make my way to the other side, go through this 11 no, go through this 11 no, go up, go through this. Now I can just go down Go through the bottom 11 now. Now I can finally go up here. Pick up 1 11 now. Go down this side here. And if you can, straight through that bottom 11 now. If you can, just do one step at a time. And we're done connecting this side. Now you can just take your needle up. Go through any top 11 now. And embellish this side. So you just continue. Pick up 150 now, go through the next 11 now. 150 now, go through the next 11 now. So just go all around and reinforce it once or twice, entirely up to you. And I'm gonna meet you back here and then we're gonna make the loop. And here we are. Look how gorgeous it is. Now we just have to take the needle upwards. Anywhere really, doesn't matter where here. So I'm coming out of the 11 now. I'm just gonna go to the side bead, to this corner bead, then up, and you just have to come out of this one of this side bead. So I'm just gonna come out of this one, and then here we start right angle wave. I'm gonna pick up 3 11-ohs, go through the same bead through the other side, reinforce that unit, and now take it to that top bead. Add another right angle wave, pick up 3 11-ohs, go through the same bead through the other side, and reinforce. Take your bead, take your needle to the top bead. So I'm going to show you how to do this one more time and let you continue on your own. Pick up 3 11-ohs, go through the same bead your thread's coming out of, reinforce. You just go through all those beads you just added. And then back through that bottom bead. Here pull your thread nice and tight, then take your needle up to that top bead and you just continue like that until you have 9 right angle wave units. So you have 1 2 3, add 6 more, so you have 9 in total, and I'm gonna meet you back here. 9 right angle wave units. And see, we started on this side. Now when I bring it back, I want to connect it to this side of the same CRAW unit. Now one thing I forgot to mention, when I started adding this loop, this is the loop that will, you know, go around your necklace. So you just continue making as many right angle wave units as you need to go around the thickness of your necklace. For mine, I need 10. That's why I need 9, and then when I connect it, that will create the remaining 10. But because of the thickness of your necklace, you might want to add less or more. So that's one thing. And another thing, depending on what kind of bead you're using, it might, you know, you might want to adjust it like the way you want to look. But because my bead is quite straightforward, it doesn't really matter which way. So here we are. And now we're just gonna go ahead and connect it. So remember, make as many as you need for the thickness of your necklace. So my thread's coming out on that way. I'm gonna pick up 1 bead. See this side of the CRAW? We started on this side. I have to connect it to this side. My thread's going that way. I'm gonna go this way now. And before I pull my thread, I want to pick up one more thread and then go through that top, one more bead, and then go through that top bead again. And now here you can just pull the thread and it connects nicely, creating one more unit. So I'm just gonna go around, come out of this bead here, and embellish this loop. Pick up 150 now, go through the next 11 now, 150 now, go through the next 11 now, 150 now, go through the next, 150 now, go through the next 11 now, 150 now, go through the next, and all the way around. Now that I added all the 50 rows, I'm going to go ahead and reinforce this circle 2 more times. Then you're going to take your needle to the other side, embellish this side with 50 rows, reinforce it 2 more times, and then get rid of both tails. You won't need thread here anymore, so just get rid of the tails once you're done embellishing and reinforcing that loop, and then I'm going to meet you back here. So I went ahead and got rid of the tails, and look how gorgeous it is. By itself, it's pretty cute pendant already. So if you have a short chain, you could wear it as it is. But because it's a long necklace project, this would be quite small. So that's why we're gonna add this and this to it. So first we're gonna take this one, thread the longest tail here. And now you want to find the spot on this one where you want to connect to this. Now because my bead is attached vertically, I want to make sure this one's attached vertically as well. So I want to make sure I'm coming out of that top there. So I'm just gonna take my needle around to the place where I want it to be. Now it depends entirely on your type of beads. If you want it to be vertically or horizontally or sideways, or if you have a picture on it or whatever. So I want it this way, and I want it somewhere here at the top. So I think I want it there at the top as well. Yeah, so this 4 beads I have to connect to the 4 beads at the bottom, but this CRAW around it has 24 units, so you want to make sure you find the opposite one to this loop here. So skipping that one, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. This is the unit I want to connect it to. So this is the bottom unit that I want to connect to. And see here, this 4 beads I want to connect to this 4 beads that's opposite from the loop. So I'm gonna pick up 1 11 now, and then go through this bit here, pick up 1 11 now, and then go back through the bead, the initial bead. And then here I can just let this two on the sides and pull my thread. And now I'm gonna go up through this bit here, pick up 1 bead, go through the opposite bead on the other side, connect these 2 beads, pull your thread nice and tight all the time. And now it's time to connect this side. Pick up one bead, go through the opposite bead, and then connect these two beads. And now I just have left this side to connect, but I have all beads in place, so I'm just going to connect them between each other. And it's done. Now you want to go ahead, get rid of this tail. Just sew in between the beads, get rid of this tail, get rid of the initial tail as well, and then I'm going to meet you back here. So 2 units are connected, and now we just have the last one. So again, these beads I added vertically, so I want to make sure this one's added vertically as well, see? And then I want to make sure the tail, I'm going to take, this is the longest tail, thread my needle. So I want to make sure my thread's coming out at that top bead there, top unit. Okay. So this is the unit I want to attach to this one, but here we have 18 CRAW units going around this bead. So skipping that one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the unit you want to attach it to. So that means this 4 beads. So let me see where my thread is. Coming out there. Hold it here. I'm gonna pick up 1 bead. See, my thread's going down this way, so I want to attach it to this bead here. Pick up 1 bead and then go through that bead again through the other side. And then when I pull my thread, it will be connected with right angle weave unit. And now I can just hold it this way, go through the second bead on this CRAW unit on this side, pick up 1 bead, go through the opposite one here, connect these 2 beads, pull my thread nice and tight, turn it over, go through this bead here, pick up 1 bead, connect to the one opposite on the other side, go through this bead here, connect it to the other side. I can just lay it flat, pull my thread nice and tight, and only these 4 beads are not connected now, so I can just go through all of them. And that is it. You want to go ahead now, get rid of the both tails, this one and the initial tail, and I'm gonna meet you back here. So here's our pendant ready. And now I can just take my chain, take it through the loop. And here they are. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Hope you like my new pendant. And I'm thinking to make matching earrings to go with it as well. I just have to figure out what size of beads to use, because this obviously is going to be too heavy for the earring if you're using stones. Because mine are, I think they're acrylic, I don't know. They're quite light, but if you're using stones it will be too heavy. For example, this one is quite heavier. This one is fire polish, 14 mm fire polish, so it's quite chunky. So if you're using real stones, this is going to be heavy pendant. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more to come. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.